A motion by Helmut.
Welcome to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave Kennedy.
And we are here to talk about what goes on in the village, the township, you know, those government people that make laws and regulations that affect you out there.
That's right, Elgin. Whether you live in the village of Leonard, the village of Oxford, Oxford Township, or Addison Township, these are the people that you went and elected, and you'll have that opportunity again this year.
Yes, you will.
And they have commissions and committees that make decisions that directly affect you, whether you chose to go to that meeting or not, and the result can be a taxing situation if you didn't get your say.
That's right. And there's other things that happen. There's humor in every meeting, and it bubbles to the top or sinks to the bottom. And usually you dig it deep enough and pull it out here, there, everywhere.
But I do prefer the cream on the top.
I'm pretty sure you do. Yes, you do. Okay, and another thing too is that Minutes by Minute is a broadcast that actually abbreviates all of these meetings that we present. Instead of spending hours and days, you know, in a meeting, we have 30 minutes that we will usually
That's
cover one or two additional meetings within the area.
And maybe you wanted to go to that meeting, but you, for one reason or another, you missed it. You can get the entire meeting on our website, occtv.org. Click on programs. Everything is in reverse date order. It even has a drop-down menu. So you can go to the Village of Oxford, Addison Township, or Leonard, and all their meetings will be right there before you. You know, get some chips, get some beverage, get an easy chair, and sit in for the duration.
You can make it a fun time, you know. You invite all the neighbors over, look at the meeting. Yeah.
But I'd rather watch sports, Mal.
Yeah, right. Well, this is a sport. I mean, actually, when you look at it,
That's right.
and you do review it, you find it's a very interesting sport out there. Right, sport?
That's right. Especially if it has something to do with something you're interested in.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about a few of these meetings that occurred. One is on February 18th of this year, of course. NOTA also occurred on 2020, February 20th. A
NOTA
lot of
being?
20s there.
North Oakland
North Oakland Transportation Authority.
Authority.
Right.
And they're in their new quarters now.
They are, and we'll talk more about that as we go along.
Okay.
OACC meeting, which stands for?
Oxford Area Cable Communications Division.
Division.
Division?
You
Commission.
mean commission.
Commission.
Close enough.
I got carried away.
That's what happens when I put you on the spot. See, this spot right here.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so there was a meeting on February 24th for the OCC committee.
OACCC.
OACC. M-I-C-K, no, OACC. Okay, let's get back to the village council. We'll held a special meeting on February 18th. Joe Frost, of course, is the president. Allison Kemp serves on that board, and Maureen Helmuth and Dave Bailey. Dave was a little bit late that day, but he did show up probably about 5 minutes late, so he was able to get in on the meeting. There is, of course, one absent individual that has left you know, this particular council, so there's an opening.
A spot to be filled.
Spot to be filled, right
So-
on the spot.
But that will be done by appointment, won't it?
Yes, well, actually what's happened here is this special meeting was called for that purpose.
Well,
And-
then.
And they have to go through the regular procedures, of course, like the pledge and, you know, the agenda for February 18th. And for the minutes for February 11th had to be reviewed as well. And it was approved with an amendment to it. I think there was a slight change, you know, to the written form. Then they asked for a call to the public, which would be public wanting to present an issue that isn't on the agenda. Nobody there that wanted to talk about it. So it was a special meeting, so, but it was advertised as such. So if there was no one there, shame on you.
Usually special meetings are very narrowly defined as to
Right.
its subject matter, yeah.
So they went directly into new business, which we said is applications for the council appointment. Now, the council had 3 people that had put in their applications for this particular spot. One of the people was Kelsey Cook, and she was on the, I believe, the Planning Commission for a period of time.
Okay.
And then she became pregnant and gave birth to a baby. She is an attorney, okay, which is nice.
Yep.
And that was brought up, and I think at the time Joe Frost says, attorney. He said, maybe we could use one of those. So anyway, so that's kind of the direction. They had quite a conversation. If you want to see more, go to occtv.org and click on that particular meeting, and you'll see the conversation that pursued. There were the other two applications that were in that were not filled at that time, but a suggestion was made that the DDA has 3 openings with the Downtown Development Authority, and it could be possible that 1 or 2 of these individuals might fill that slot. And Allison Kemp was the one that suggested this.
Who were
And
the other 2?
the other 2 was Michelle, and I didn't get her last name, and there's Mr. Wilcock, who is with the church in town. And he has accepted a position to run the church meetings at this point. So it was pointed out by Dave Bailey that he may not be available.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, so if you
Be good
folks
for
are
invocations.
right, yes, if you folks are interested in getting on the village council or any of these other committees or councils that they have, they're looking for people. So check in with Joe Madur, who's the village manager, and tell them of your interest, and who knows? I mean, that's the way I started way back when.
But in any case, they did not make a decision as to who the replacements.
Well, yes, they did.
They did.
Yeah, they decided and voted on Kelsey Cook to fill the position that's vacant.
Okay.
So that's who will take the spot. They did call her and ask her if she'd be interested in it, because it was a while since she put her application in, and she said yes, she would be.
Good,
So
good.
I believe everything is a go on that one.
And she'll have to send us, be there for the remainder of whatever post that was.
Right, and I believe that the remainder is like 2 years, you
Okay.
know, on there. So she'll be there for a while.
And if she chooses to stay, then she'll have to rerun.
She will have to run, yeah, as under her own name
Right.
for that. So,
As opposed to an alias?
well, you could use an alias, I guess. You could use Dave Kenny. I mean, I see Dave Kenny all over, like on post office walls, bathroom walls,
Milk cartons?
milk cartons, all of the above. So anyway, so it looks like she will be a good addition, you know, to the village council. Next meeting we're going to talk about is the NOTA meeting, North Oakland Transportation Authority, and it was held on February 20th. And let me see, Bill Dunn, of course, is the chairperson for this particular group. Eric Sant serves on this board. He's from Addison, and he's a trustee with Addison Township. Mike McDonald, who is the president of Leonard, serves on the board as well. And actually, Chris Barnett is on this board as well. He's
Orion.
Orion Township supervisor. So, and Marge Payne, and there's others too that serve on this board. Lynn Gustafson is the executive director, you know, and as you know, they just completed a new building
In Oxford?
in Oxford. Yes, in Oxford. It's a beautiful building, by the way. They did a great job.
Well, I think they
of great
remodeled it. They
construction.
didn't actually build it.
No, right, they remodeled, well, I mean, there's a lot of work
They
internal. that
repurposed
went-
it. How's that?
Repurposed it, yeah. Recycled it. Okay. Anyway, it was re-something, and we'll talk about the re-something when we come back, right after this, folks. Don't go away.
Or you can come and visit them. Thanks a lot.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave.
And we are talking now about NOTA, who is the North Oakland Transportation Authority. And they went into the preliminaries, the Pledge of Allegiance, of course. And they wanted to amend the agenda to move an item around a little bit. And Chairman Dunn wanted to add new business to it. And the new business was, guess what? Election.
Oh,
Okay.
election of
Reappointment
officers.
of officers, yep. So, let me see. Also, he wanted to have on there the closeout of accounts for Lynn Gustafson.
Close out of accounts.
Yeah,
What is that?
that would be like the contractors' accounts, make sure that everything is paid off and all the,
Oh.
if there's any liens or anything like that, you know, they're all
Oh.
taken care of. All the permits, you know, all the payments were made for the permits and so forth.
Don't want any dark shadows leaping out of the
No,
closet.
and that's what Bill Dunn said too. He said, you know, in the next 6 months, 8 months, he didn't want these people coming back to the township and demanding funds, you know, when they've been paid or whatever. So anyway, so it'd be Lynn's responsibility, of course, to follow up on that and make sure everything is clean, you know, and a clean break. Okay?
Good.
So, good point, Bill Dunn. Supervisor of Oxford Township, of course, doing a great job out there. By the way, Bill Dunn is not going to be supervisor because he's chosen not to run this term, but he is going to run for trustee, which would be a great addition, I mean,
Yeah.
with his background experience. So, and of course, Jack Curtis is one of the individuals running for office for township. I believe there's a lady that's running too, but we haven't heard from her here at the station
No.
yet.
Was there someone else also?
I think there might be somebody running for treasurer, and for clerk.
Was Rod Charles running for anything?
Rod Charles, I've heard a rumor, but I don't know for sure. And we spread rumors, one of us does.
Not me.
You don't want to spread that rumor, huh? When did
Oh,
you
no,
become
I-
a coward?
Well, I don't know. It's getting
Just kidding.
getting on in time when
It's getting
the
on in
option
time.
the option of getting yourself into the race is narrowing down, isn't it?
It is. It's like a line of people and wanting to go to the bathroom, and finally, you get there, but you better know what you're doing when you get there, right?
Lost in the metaphor.
All right. Okay, with that, let's go on with this, shall we? Okay, that one kind of fell into the dump. Okay, let me see, minutes for January 16th, 2020 was approved immediately. Public comment. No public comment. Nobody wanted to say anything, I guess, at this point. So, but they get an opportunity at the end of this meeting as well, I think, if anybody comes in late. Hey, you're late, you get to comment now, don't go away.
Give us $1.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. All right, director's report. Lynn said that there were 3,548 rides in January. That's a lot of people.
In the cold.
Yeah, right. Anyway, 46,430 miles were traveled.
How many?
46,430.
Wow.
That's a lot of mileage. Yep. A lot of gasoline going
But how
through
many
those
vehicles do they have?
I think they got 14 or 15 vehicles.
Really?
Yeah, they
Oh,
got
wow.
quite a few. They got some new ones that are going to be coming in, replacing some of the old ones.
Do they have a tie-in somehow with SMART?
No, not this group,
You sure?
not. I'm pretty sure.
Pretty-
Take a note.
You absolutely sure?
Well, I'm 99.9/10% sure.
Okay.
So if you're not sure 100%, go ahead and take a note.
SMART nota.
How come it says Smart E? Not
It
smart.
does not.
Okay. All right. So, the one thing with building updates, Bill Dunn suggested that they take that off the agenda in the future, of course, because everything is all pretty much complete there. They're going to supposedly have an open house, she said, sometime in May. She's
Oh.
recommending it. So watch out. It'll be notified, I think.
They're right at the
through-
end of Glassby Street, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Okay.
In that vicinity.
Yeah, at the bottom of the hill, so to speak.
Yeah, could be. Is there a hill there?
Goes to the school, doesn't it?
Oh, I think they leveled it.
Oh,
Oh, I don't know.
Haven't been out there
Leveled
lately.
the playing field, I have no idea. But it's on Glassby. And actually, part of the building, they are leasing out to another company.
oh,
And that company should move in sometime at the end of March, which is coming up soon. And so they have a nice income coming in, which will assist in their mortgage payments. So,
throw in a cell tower and you got it made.
yeah, cell tower, I mean, they get paid roughly around $10,000 a year for a cell tower.
Yeah.
People that have them. They're almost as good as windmills.
Wonder if they're better than soybeans.
They probably are. But if you have windmills, you're a farmer, you can still grow soybeans around them. Soybeans like to be talked to, and they go, meow, meow. You put about,
You'll find out when all the soybeans are pointed at the cell tower and you're going, whoa.
right, yeah, right. Right, and not only that, but
Something's going on here.
there are like 100 million candle power lights on top that blink on and off too, which keep all the soybeans awake at night. So anyway, that's probably why they want to hurry up and get out of that field. I have no idea. Why did you bring up soybeans?
I don't know.
'Cause
You
could.
come from Bay City. They have
I
soybeans
do.
all over the
They
place. up
do.
there.
It's a very profitable crop up there, and
Yep.
sugar beets too is another one. Sugar beets we're getting on the farm issue, but sugar beets are awfully hard on the land. You'll find that farmers sometimes will grow sugar beets for maybe 2-3 years, and then they'll switch over to soybeans or something else, and then they'll go back to
Build up
sugar.
the nitrogen.
Yep. You know all about that science stuff.
Wow.
You want to tell me more?
No.
No. Okay.
That's why they put alfalfa in, isn't it?
They do. My dad, when we owned a farm, he would grow fields of alfalfa for a period, to try to bring it back.
Yep.
Yep. And it was a tough job because it was pretty much a sand field. So anyway, but he made things grow. And all these farmers, I mean, it takes a lot of skill, to be a farmer this day and
The
age.
mark of a good farmer.
Yep.
Get a good crop out of bad land.
And they use computers too, to do their calculations and everything, for their crops.
Not only that, they use the computers and GPS to keep those furrows straight.
They do, and they can actually read a book as as the tractor is traveling down the row.
Up to the point it has to turn.
Well, no, it'll turn too. They got them programmed to turn. There's a guy out in the Thumb area that was one of my clients a number of years back, and he had on in his field, he had, I think, 12 big windmills.
Ooh.
And he had a tractor. He had just come in with his tractor.
We're talking windmills that generate electricity?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he came in from the field because I was waiting to talk to him. He could see my vehicle. And when he pulls in, I said, boy, that must be quite a job going around those windmills. He said, no, he said, it's all programmed. He said, I pretty much read a book, he says, and the tractor does the rest. And I said, well, what about the noise? Because they go whoosh, whoosh, and you take 10, 12 of them, and they go whoosh at the same time, or synchronizing, harmonizing.
Kind of,
Uh,
kind of lulls them to sleep.
Yeah. No, you know what he told me?
What?
He said, you know what? Each whoosh, he says, goes ka-ching, ka-ching.
That's true. That is true.
Anyway, it worked out really good for him. He's a nice fella and great family out in the Thumb area. I won't name who he is, but most people in that area know the windmill farm that he's got. Okay, now we're going to get on with this. Security cameras. They have security cameras around the building, and it's a good thing that they do because somebody stole,
What?
you might say liberated,
A near
shelving,
duel?
shelving in the back behind the building.
Stole a what?
Stole shelving. Can you say?
Shelving.
Yeah. Can you
Okay.
say stole shelving?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Anyway, she said the security system caught the dastardly deed in action,
Aha!
and they have a good
And
description.
they called the gendarmes
Oh, they did.
and the constables?
Yes.
And the
they-
policeman.
Right. And now, talking about the post office where your picture is at, they now have this guy's number. So anyway, so it's going to work out. And she said, thank goodness, she said, for the security system because it's working just fine.
And if they only got the license number on his car.
Yeah, all right. I'll tell you what, high definition, they could do that.
Yep.
And speaking of high definition, we'll be back right after this.
There are those who dedicate themselves to a sense of honor, to a life of courage, and a commitment to something greater than themselves. They have always defended this nation and each other. They still do. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Welcome back to Minutes by Minute. I'm Elgin Nichols.
And I'm Dave
And
Kenny.
we are having a lot of fun here today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going off topic.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. We're talking about NOTA right now. We got to get back to the script here, I think, at some point, don't we?
Cross off sugar beets.
Sugar beets? Okay. Sugar beets are off. we didn't talk about oats or anything like that, but that'll maybe
No.
be on the next session we do. We got to pay tribute to these farmers because they do a great job out there. Okay, that being said,
Yeah, don't go against the grain.
no, don't go against the grain. We are talking about, of course, the NODA meeting that came on, and they're going to talk about financial now. The bills for $32,000, get this, $364.71. Not much going on there.
It's all right.
Yeah,
Pays for gas.
it does pay for gas. And actually, it's a pretty good size operation. And you could hear the vehicles being readied for the road in the background as this was going on.
Well, they got a maintenance shed there, right?
They do, and a very well-equipped one, too. So that works out really well. Then they said, well, let's take the rest of financial reports, and what are we going to do with them? Throw them away? No, we got to keep them. Let's receive and file. That's a good idea.
Receive and file those reports,
Yeah,
yeah.
whoever said that, they said, hey, that's a good idea. Let's go ahead. Okay, so receive and
Jump on
file.
that one.
Right. Then they wanted to close out the contractor accounts. We talked about that briefly, but Lynn did say that she has a good handle on it. She's very good at accounting, by the way, and she's a real good asset to the NODA, no question about it. She is going to be taking a vacation coming up, so she will be gone for a little while. Then she'll come back all regenerated and get ready like a little dynamo would.
Who's her number 2?
Who's her number? I don't know if she has a number 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, they're looking to fill, I think, a manager's position, but she'll take care of that when she comes back in terms
Right.
of making folks aware of what's going on. Public comment? Nah, they looked around, no additional public comment. Nobody wanted to say anything more.
No complaints?
No complaints. And so after that, they did talk about quickly Orion Township and Lake Orion, in particular, having a shuttle service to take folks, from one location to another, restaurants, that kind of thing. And during the M24 reconstruction, which Lake Orion is going through, as well as Oxford, they are suggesting a trolley would be used to commute back and forth and around, get people, to these various retail outlets that they have. Good idea, I think, but they're going to put a little more effort into it to see what's going on. Now, the last meeting we want to talk about is the OACC.
C.
C would be Oxford Area Community Cable Commission.
No.
No, what?
Oxford Area Cable Communications Commission,
That's what I just said.
more or less.
I think I said it more, but I see a yellow light blinking. Do you see that light blinking? Let me check.
I see that yellow light blinking. What does it mean?
It means the yellow light is blinking.
Talk fast and wave your arms a lot.
Yeah, I think that's what it's saying to do. But anyway, so on February 24th was this meeting. Ed Hunwick serves as the chair on this board. Shar Sotheby is on it, but she's not going to be running for office next go-around.
Oh,
You didn't know that?
no, she's been on there a long time.
She has, and she's moving up north, and I'd like to know
Oh,
where.
really?
Because, as you know, I have a place up north as well. So maybe we'll be neighbors, who knows? Won't you be my neighbor? I'll ask her.
Or
I'll give her a call.
she might be more norther than you.
She could be more norther, yeah, or I could be more norther. Right? Okay, Jacob Newby serves on this board as well, and he's the treasurer. Maureen Helmuth serves as a secretary, and she represents the village of Oxford. Bill Dunn, of course, serves on this board also as a member. And Bill Service was there, and yours truly, Dave Kenny, was there.
That's right.
Our little numbers guy.
Well,
Yeah.
didn't say much, but yeah.
This guy, I'll tell you, he knows his numbers. So, and I got his number, trust me. Okay, they did the pledge, and the agenda was approved. They wanted to add election of officers. And by the way, I mentioned NODA. They re-elected everybody that was on the board before.
Yeah.
So
Bill Dunn did
nothing's
his thing
changed.
there again.
Yeah, right. But let's get back to this one, shall we?
Sure.
Okay, so on this one, they appointed the existing people also to the office, currently being filled.
In one fell swoop.
In one fell swoop. And I think, yeah, Bill did that, didn't he? He made the motion for that.
Bill Dunn did, again.
Again, boy, he likes to get things done quick.
That's right.
So do we, don't we?
That's right.
Maybe.
Talk faster.
Okay. Minutes for November 25th were approved. And the manager's report then was given, which was well done, I thought. Bill Service gave it. He talked about budget support from villages, financials required from Addison Township and the village of Oxford, that there should be more funding for the TV station because of the community work that we do. And he gave a whole list of what this station does for you folks out there in the community. And if you want to see more, go to occtv.org.
Or YouTube,
Or YouTube,
or Facebook
or
sometimes.
Facebook. We're all over.
Yep.
And get the whole story. I mean, you'll be amazed. I mean, working here for about 9 years, I was amazed and listening to the long list of things that we actually do for the community. I mean, Bill talked for quite a while,
Yeah.
and very, very interesting. And you folks should check it out and support the station.
A lot of
If you
people
check
don't
it out.
realize it, but we actually support 4 communities.
We do. And they
Village
are-
of Leonard, Addison Township, Village of Oxford, and the Township of Oxford. All separate government facilities.
That's right. And that's serious stuff because we do cover them. Virtually everything. I mean, you're talking about everything from sports to special events that are going on throughout all these communities.
We do sports, if
mean,
you've
there's
ever couldn't go to a particular concert, just get on our station,
Yep.
get on our website, and you'll see them all.
And there we are. Yep. Right? Okay. So anyway, his presentation I thought was very well done. Terry Stiles was on,
Virtually there,
yeah, she was on the phone,
on my phone.
on your phone. Okay. Pretty good audio on that, by the way.
Yeah, I was concerned that, that might not get picked up by the mics, but it did very well.
Yes. And so she supported pretty much what Bill was saying here. And they had a couple of questions that occurred as they got into this a bit about funding and how money should be distributed, that kind of thing. And again, you can learn more by going to occtv.org and clicking on this particular meeting. Now, they talked about bills also, and actually there was 2 sets of bills. Now, you would know more about that, but the first one was for $29,904.29.
And that covered all the bills up to the end of the 2019 fiscal year.
Right. Do you recall what it was, the second bill for 2019?
The exact amount?
Yeah.
No.
I thought it was something like
$28,000.
$28,749, something
like
along that. Let's say it was.
Yeah, yeah.
$6,235. Okay, and it was approved, right?
Right.
Okay, that being said, unfinished business. Request permission to ask Addison Township and Village of Oxford for full franchise fees. And again,
Right,
we beat that one pretty much to death.
right. Bill covered a lot of that in
He
his
did.
presentation.
And they did talk about the Oakland County investment that they've made, and I think you have something to do with that as well. And that file was received
Right.
and filed. That being said, what's coming up, Bud?
That being said, we have some meetings in March.
We do.
On March 9th at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford, or Oxford Township, that is, Zoning Board of Appeals, but check on that because sometimes they cancel. And at 7 o'clock, the Village of Leonard Council will be meeting. And on 3/10 at 7 o'clock, the Village of Oxford Council, one of your favorites. And on 3/11, at 6:30, the Oxford Township Board of Trustees will be meeting. Some heavy-hitting meetings going on. And on 3/12 at 7 o'clock, the Oxford Township Planning Commission.
Right. Don't forget the election that's coming up, by the way. It's going to be in March 10th.